Damn it all to hell. Of course, my car would decide to break down on the day of the biggest surgery of my career. I'm Dr. Heather Thompson, and I've got exactly 2 hours to get this heap of junk fixed before I need to be elbow deep in some poor bastard's chest cavity. I pull into Mo Auto Shop, the only place open at this ungodly hour, and practically leap out of my car. The smell of grease and motor oil assaults my nostrils as I burst through the door, my white coat flapping behind me like some kind of deranged superhero cape. I need a miracle worker, and I need one now. I announce to the empty waiting room. That's when I see her leaning against the counter, all wild red hair and mischievous green eyes. She's wearing coveralls, for Christ's sake, and still manages to look like she just stepped off a runway. Well, sugar, you're in luck. She draws a slow smile spreading across her face. I just so happen to be in the miracle business. I blink, momentarily stunned. You're a mechanic. She laughs, a rich, throaty sound that does something funny to my insides. Not exactly names Iris Blackwood. I'm a medium grade, just what I need, a mechanic who thinks she can talk to the dead look. I don't have time for this. I need someone who can fix my car. Not commune with its spirit. Iris raises an eyebrow, clearly amused, and here. I thought doctors were supposed to have good bedside manner. Don't worry, darling. Mo will be here in a minute to look at your car. I'm just keeping an eye on things while he grabs breakfast. I feel my cheeks flush, embarrassed by my outburst. I'm sorry, I'm just stressed. Big day at work, I can tell. Iris says, her eyes roaming over me in a way that makes my skin tingle. You've got an aura like a thunderstorm. Want me to do a quick reading? Might help calm those nerves. I snored, thanks, but I'll pass. I don't believe in that stuff. Suit yourself, she shrugs, then leans in, conspirator, but just between us girls. I don't need to be psychic to see that you could use a little release. The way she says it, her voice low and husky, sends a shiver down my spine. I open my mouth to respond, but no words come out. What the hell is happening to me? Just then Mo shuffles in, saving me from having to formulate a coherent response. As he heads out to look at my car, Iris turns her attention back to me. So, Doc, what's got you all wound up this morning, besides the obvious car trouble, of course? I hesitate, unsure why I'm even considering confiding in this strange woman, but there's something about her that puts me at ease, despite my better judgment. I've got a big surgery today. Career, making stuff, and now this. I gesture vaguely towards my car. Iris nods sympathetically. Sounds rough, but hey, if anyone can handle it, I bet it's you've got that whole sexy, confident doctor thing going on. I choke on air. Excuse me, she winks, just calling it like I see it, sugar, before I can respond. Mo comes back in with the verdict miraculously. It's just a loose connection that he can fix in 20 minutes. I could kiss him as I wait. Iris keeps me company, regaling me with stories of her most interesting clients. Despite myself, I find I'm enjoying her company. She's funny in an offbeat way, and there's something magnetic about her presence. When my car is finally ready and almost disappointed to leave, Iris walks me out, her hand brushing against mine as she hands me the keys. She says, her voice soft. If you ever want to explore that skepticism of yours, give me a call. I'd be happy to show you. There's more to this world than what you can see under a microscope, I should say. No, I should laugh it off and drive away instead. I find myself taking the business card she offers, my fingers lingering against hers for just a moment too long. As I drive to the hospital, my mind is a whirlwind. I try to focus on the upcoming surgery, but my thoughts keep drifting back to red hair and green eyes. What the hell just happened, and why do I have a feeling my life is about to get a whole lot more complicated? I'm losing my damn mind. It's been a week since that morning at Mo's, and I can't get Iris out of my head. Her voice, her laugh, the way she looked at me like she could see right through me. It's driving me to distraction. I'm in the middle of rounds, trying to focus on Mr. Johnson's post-op recovery, when my mind wanders again. Those green eyes, that mischievous smile, Dr. Thompson. I snap back to reality, realizing my resident has asked me a question. I'm sorry, could you Repeat that the resident looks at me oddly but complies. I force myself to concentrate, pushing thoughts of Iris to the back of my mind. I'm a professional, damn it. I can't let somewhat crush infatuation, whatever this is. I can't let it affect my work. After rounds, I decide I need caffeine, lots of it. I head to my favorite coffee shop, determined to drown these confusing feelings in a vat of espresso. I'm waiting in line when I hear that voice, that rich southern drawl that's been haunting my dreams. Well, if it isn't my favorite skeptic, I turn, and there she is, Iris, in all her red-headed glory, grinning at me like the cat that got the cream. Iris. I manage my mouth, suddenly dry. What are you doing here? She holds up a takeout cup, same as you, I reckon. Caffeinating, no. I prefer my coffee, like I prefer my women sweet and a little bit naughty. I nearly choke. Is she flirting with me in public? You. Okay, there, duck. Iris asks, her eyes twinkling with amusement. You're looking a little flushed. I'm fine, I mutter, thankful when it's finally my turn to order. I rattle off my usual triple shot Americano black and try to ignore the way Iris is watching me. That's a lot of caffeine. She comments as we move to the side to wait for our drinks. Rough day, I sigh, running a hand through my hair. You could say that I've been distracted lately. Oh, Iris raises an eyebrow. Anything I can help with? I give great advice, and if that doesn't work, I can always consult the spirits. I can't help but laugh. I thought you only did that for paying customers. I might be willing to make an exception, she says, her voice lowering. For you. There's that shiver again, running down my spine. What is it about this woman that gets under my skin so easily? Our drinks arrive, saving me from having to respond. As I turn to leave, Iris catches my arm. Hey, I was thinking, want to grab dinner sometime? I promise I won't try to commune with your salad or anything, I should say. No, I'm straight, aren't I? I've never been interested in women before, but then again, I've never met anyone quite like Iris before. Yeah, okay. I hear myself say dinner sounds nice. Iris's face lights up, and damn if it isn't the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. We exchange numbers, and I leave the coffee shop in a daze. What the hell am I doing? The next few days pass in a blur of anticipation and anxiety. I change my outfit 3 times before settling on a simple black dress. It's just dinner. I tell myself it doesn't have to mean anything, but when I see Iris waiting for me outside the restaurant, looking stunning in a green dress, that makes her eyes pop. I know I'm in trouble. You look amazing, she says, her eyes roaming appreciatively over me. So do you. I manage, trying to ignore the way my heart is racing. The restaurant is intimate with soft lighting and quiet music as we talk. I find myself relaxing. Iris is funny and intelligent with a sharp wit that keeps me on my toes. We discuss everything from my work at the hospital to experiences as a medium. I'm skeptical, of course, but I can't deny there's something compelling about the way she talks about it as the night wears on. I find myself leaning in closer, laughing more freely. The wine probably helps, but there's something else too, a connection I can't quite explain. After dinner, Iris suggests a walk in the park. It's a beautiful night, the moon full and bright above us as we stroll, our hands brush against each other once, twice, the third time Iris takes my hand in hers. I let her. We stop by a fountain, the sound of water providing a soothing backdrop. Iris turns to me, her eyes serious. For once, Heather, she says softly, I really like you, and I think you might like me too. Am I reading this wrong? I swallow hard. No, I whisper, you're not wrong. She leans in slowly, giving me plenty of time to pull away. I don't. When our lips meet, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Soft, warm, electric. I feel it all the way down to my toes. The kiss deepens, and I find myself pulling her closer, my hands tangling in her hair. It's passionate, intense, and over far too soon. I pull back, suddenly overwhelmed. What am I doing? I'm not gay. Am I? I have to go. I stammer, backing away. I'm sorry, I can't. I need to think. I see the hurt in Iris's eyes, but I can't deal with it right now. I turn and practically run away, my mind a whirlwind of confusion and desire as I hail a Cab, I can still feel the ghost of her lips on mine. What the hell have I gotten myself into? I've been avoiding Iris for days, throwing myself into work like a woman possessed, but every time I close my eyes, I see her face, feel her lips on mine. It's maddening. I'm in the middle of updating a patient's chart when my phone buzzes. It's a text from Iris. Can we talk? I promise no funny business, just a reading on the house. I stare at the message, my thumb hovering over the reply button. Part of me wants to ignore it, to pretend that kiss never happened, but a larger part, the part that's been aching for her touch, makes me type out a response. Okay, your place or mine. Her reply is almost immediate. Mine, 8 o'clock p. I'll text you the address. The rest of my shift crawls by when I finally arrive at Iris's place, a cozy little house on the outskirts of town. My palms are sweating. I knock, and the door swings open. Iris stands there looking softer than I've ever seen her, in loose pants and a flowing top. Hey, sugar, she says, her voice gentle. Come on in. I follow her into a room that's pure Iris, all flowing fabrics and crystals with a faint scent of incense in the air. She gestures for me to sit at a small table covered in a velvet cloth, so I say, trying to keep my voice steady, how does this work, Iris? Smiles, shuffling a deck of oversized cards. Tarot's pretty simple, really. I'll draw some cards and we'll see what they have to say about your situation. I watch as she lays out a spread of cards, her fingers graceful and sure as she turns over each card. She explains their meanings, weaving a story of confusion, desire, and fear of the unknown. This card here, she says, pointing to one with 2 figures. Embracing, it's about connection, a deep spiritual bond. That see how it's reversed, that suggests you're fighting it. I swallow hard, and what if I am? What if I'm not? What if this isn't who I am? Iris looks at me, her green eyes serious. Honey, who you are isn't defined by who you love. It's about being true to yourself. Whatever that means. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I feel tears welling up in my eyes. I'm scared. I whisper. Iris reaches out, her fingers brushing mine. I know, sugar, but you don't have to figure it all out right now. We can take it slow. I look down at our hands, so close to intertwining without thinking. I lean forward and kiss her. It's different from our first kiss in the park. Slower, deeper, filled with all the longing I've been trying to ignore. Iris responds immediately, her hand coming up to cup my face. We break apart both, breathing heavily well. Iris says, a slight tremor in her voice, I guess the cards were right about that connection. I laugh, feeling lighter than I have in days. Maybe there's something to this tarot stuff after all. Iris grins, pulling me in for another kiss this time. I don't pull away. Instead, I lose myself in the softness of her lips, the warmth of her body against mine. We end up on her couch, trading kisses and soft touches. It's new and a little scary, but it feels right in a way I can't explain. As things start to heat up, Iris pulls back slightly. Heather, she says, her voice husky, we don't have to do anything you're not ready for. I appreciate her concern, but at this moment, all I want is her. I'm ready. I whisper, pulling her back down to me. What follows is a night of exploration and discovery. Iris is patient and gentle, guiding me through this new territory. With tender care, I learn the curves of her body, the sounds she makes when I touch her just right. It's intoxicating, and I never want it to. And afterwards, we lie tangled together, my head on her chest. I can hear the steady beat of her heart, feel the rise and fall of her breath. You okay? Iris asks, running her fingers through my hair. I nod, feeling more content than I have in years. More than okay. We drift off to sleep like that, wrapped in each other's arms for the first time in days. I don't dream of Iris. I don't need to. She's right here with me the next morning. I wake to the smell of coffee and the sound of Iris humming in the kitchen. For a moment, panic sets in. What have I done? What does this mean? But then Iris appears in the doorway, a mug in each hand and a soft smile on her face. Morning, beautiful, she says, and just like that, the panic subsides. I sit up, accepting the coffee gratefully. Morning, I reply, unable to keep the smile off my face. We sip our coffee in comfortable silence. for a while before Iris speaks, so what happens now? It's a loaded question one, I'm not sure. I have the answer to, but as I look at her all sleep rumpled and gorgeous in the morning, light, I know one thing for certain now, I say, setting down my mug and pulling her in for a kiss. Now we see where this goes. Iris grins against my lips. I like the sound of that as we lose ourselves in each other once again. I can't help but think that maybe, just maybe, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. It's been a few weeks since that night at Iris's place, and I'm still riding high on cloud nine. We've been seeing each other as often as our schedules allow. Stolen moments between my hospital shifts and her, well, whatever it is that mediums do during the day. Today I'm meeting her at her shop for a late lunch. As I push open the door, the familiar scent of incense and herbs washes over me. Iris is with a client, so I settle into a plush armchair to wait, idly flipping through a book on astrology. Well, if it isn't my favorite skeptic, Iris's voice pulls me from my reading. I look up to see her leaning against the doorframe, a smirk playing on her lips. Hey, you, I say, my heart doing a little flip in my chest. It's embarrassing how much she affects me. Even now, Iris saunters over her hips, swaying in a way that draws my eye. She leans down, pressing a soft kiss to my lips. "Missed you," she murmurs. I blush, still not used to this open affection. It's only been 2 days, I remind her, but I can't keep the smile off my face. 2 days too long, she retorts, pulling me to my feet. Come on. I want to show you something. She leads me to the back room, where a small table is set up with candles and a deck of tarot cards. Thought we could do a little reading. Before lunch, she explains, gesturing for me to sit. I roll my eyes, but comply, I don't believe in this stuff, right? Iris just grins, shuffling the cards with practice ease humor me. Doc, you might be surprised, as she lays out the cards. I can't help but be mesmerized by her hands. Those same hands that have explored every inch of my body, now moving with such grace and purpose. Interesting. Iris murmurs, studying the spread. What I ask, leaning forward. Despite myself, she points to a card showing 2 figures embracing the lovers. It represents a choice, a crossroads in your life. Her finger moves to another card, this one depicting a person hanging upside down, and here the hanged man. A new perspective, seeing things differently. I snort. Well, that's conveniently vague. It could mean anything. Iris raises an eyebrow. Or it could mean exactly what's happening with us. You're at a crossroads, darling, seeing your life, your identity from a whole new angle. I my mouth to argue, but the words die in my throat because, damn it, she's right. This thing between us has turned my world upside down, forced me to question everything. I thought I knew about myself. Iris must see the realization in my eyes because her expression softens. She reaches across the table, taking my hand in hers. It's okay to be scared. Heather, change is terrifying, but it can also be beautiful. I swallow hard, fighting back the sudden urge to cry. How do you always know exactly what to say? She grins, tapping her temple. Psychic, remember? I laugh, the tension breaking. Oh, shut up, I say, pulling her in for a kiss. What starts as a gentle kiss quickly deepens, months of pent-up desire bubbling to the surface. Before I know it, I'm in Iris's lap, her hands roaming under my shirt as I nip at her neck. Heather, she gasps as I hit a particularly sensitive spot. Not that I'm complaining, but maybe we should take this somewhere more private. I pull back, suddenly remembering we're sorry. I got carried away. Iris chuckles, her eyes dark with want. Don't apologize, sugar. Just let me lock up, and we can continue this at my place. 20 minutes later, we're stumbling through her front door, hands frantically pulling it closed. We barely make it to the bedroom before collapsing onto the bed in a tangle of limbs. Iris hovers over me, her red hair falling like a curtain around us. You're so beautiful, she murmurs, trailing kisses down my neck. I arch into her touch, all my earlier doubts forgotten in the heat of the moment. Iris, please. I whimper, not even sure what I'm begging for. She seems to understand, though, with agonizing slowness. She begins to undress me, pressing kisses to each new inch of exposed skin. When she reaches the waistband of my pants, she looks up at me, seeking permission. I nod, lifting my hips to help her slide them off. She takes her time worshiping my body with her mouth and hands until I'm a trembling mess beneath her when she finally touches me where I need her most. It's like a dam breaking. I cry out, clutching at her shoulders as waves of pleasure wash over me. Afterwards, we lie, tangled together, sweaty and sated iris traces, lazy patterns on my skin, humming contentedly. That was I trail off, unable to find the right words. Iris. Chuckles. Yeah, it was we lapse into comfortable silence, but there's something nagging at the back of my mind. Iris, I say hesitantly, might take a deep breath. What are we doing? I mean, what is this? Iris props herself up on an elbow, looking down at me with those piercing green eyes. What do you want it to be? It's a loaded question, one. I'm not sure I'm ready to answer, but as I look at her all, soft curves and gentle smiles, I realize I don't want to run anymore. I want to be with you, I admit softly, properly, like dating and stuff. Iris's face breaks into a radiant smile. Yeah. I nod, feeling a weight lift off my chest. Yeah, if you want that too. I mean, in response, Iris leans down and kisses me slow and deep. When she pulls back, her eyes are shining. I want that more than anything, sugar. As we settle back into each other's arms, I feel a sense of peace wash over me. I don't know what the future holds, but for the first time in my life, I'm excited to find out. Just as I'm drifting off to sleep, Iris speaks again. Hey, Heather HM, does this mean you believe in my psychic abilities now? I can't help but laugh. Nice try, babe, but you're going to need more than mind-blowing sex to convince me of that. Iris's laughter joins mine, and as we fall asleep wrapped in each other's arms, I think that maybe, just maybe, I could get used to this. Life's been a whirlwind since Iris and I made things official. Stolen kisses in hospital supply closets, late-night tarot readings that always seemed to end with us, tangled in sheets and a happiness I never knew I was missing. But today, reality comes crashing back in like a sledgehammer to the gut. I'm updating charts at the nurse's station when Dr. Richard sidles up next to me. He's had his eye on me since I started at the hospital. Never mind that I've shut him down more times, and I can count. Hey there, Heather, he says, leaning in way too close. Looking good today. I step back, trying to keep my voice professional. Thanks, Dr. Richards. Did you need something? He grins, all teeth and no warmth. Just wondering if you'd like to grab dinner tonight. I know this great little Italian place. I'm seeing someone. I cut him off, turning back to my work. His hand lands on my arm grip. Just a little too tight. Come on, don't be like that. We'd be great together. I'm about to tell him where he can shove his dinner invitation when a familiar voice cuts through the tension. Hey, sugar, ready for lunch? Iris, my savior, in ripped jeans and a band, looking like she just rolled out of bed in the sexiest way possible. Dr. Richard's eyes narrow. Who's this? Before I can respond, Iris slides an arm around my waist and plants a kiss on my cheek. Iris Blackwood, Heather's girlfriend. The look on Richard's face would be comical if I wasn't so terrified. His eyes dart between us, disbelief wearing with disgust. You're together, he sputters. I straighten my spine, wrapping an arm around Iris. Yes, we are now. If you'll excuse us, we have lunch plans. As we walk away, I can feel his eyes burning into my back. My hands are shaking, and Iris notices. You okay, darling? She asks softly. Once we're in the elevator, I let out a shaky breath. I think I just came out at work. Iris pulls me into a hug, and I bury my face in her neck, breathing in her comforting scent. You were amazing, she murmurs. I'm so proud of you. We end up at a little cafe near the hospital, tucked away in a corner booth. As I pick up my salad, Iris reaches across the table to take my hand. Want to talk about it? I sigh, running a hand through my hair. I wasn't ready for that. What if he tells everyone? What if it affects my career? Iris squeezes my hand. Heather, look at me. I meet her eyes, finding nothing but warmth and support. You are an incredible doctor. Your sexuality doesn't change that. And if anyone gives you well, she grins wickedly, I know a few spirits who'd be happy to hunt their asses despite everything. I can't help but laugh. My hero. I tease as we finish lunch. I start to feel better. Iris has a way of grounding me, making everything seem manageable. So she says as we're leaving my place tonight, I could use a hand with the seance. I raise an eyebrow. A seance, really? She shrugs, a mischievous glint in her eye. What can I say? The dead don't take nights off plus. I look really hot in candlelight. How can I argue with that logic later that night? I find myself in Iris's parlor, surrounded by candles, and the faint scent of sage iris is setting up, arranging crystals, and muttering under her breath. You know, I say, watching her work, for someone who talks to the dead, you sure curse a lot. She flashes me a grin. Occupational hazard, sugar. You try dealing with cranky spirits all day and see how zen you stay as she finishes her preparations. I can't help but admire her. She's wearing a flowing black dress that hugs her curves in all the right places, her red hair wild around her face. She's beautiful and she's mine. The seance itself is interesting. I still don't believe in this stuff, but watching Iris work is captivating. She goes into a trance-like state, her voice changing as she channels different spirits. It's all going fine until suddenly Iris stiffens. Her eyes fly open, but they're unfocused, staring at something I can't see. Iris, I say, worry creeping into my voice. She doesn't respond. Instead, she starts speaking in language I don't recognize. Her voice deeper than I've ever heard it. Iris, I say louder, reaching for her the moment my hand touches her arm. She gasps, coming back to herself. She looks around wildly before her eyes focus on me. Heather, she breathes, collapsing into my arms. I hold her tight, my heart racing. What happened? Are you okay? She nods against my chest. Yeah, I'm fine. That was just intense sometimes. Spirits can be a bit overwhelming. I pull back, cupping her face in my hands. Maybe we should call it a night. Iris manages a weak smile. Probably a good idea. Sorry for scaring you. Hey, I say, softly pressing a kiss to her forehead. No apologies needed. Just maybe warn a girl next time. She chuckles, some of the tension leaving her body. Deal we clean up and comfortable. Silence, blowing out candles and putting away crystals as we're getting ready for bed. Iris turns to me, her expression serious. Heather, thank you for being here tonight, for not judging me. I pull her close, kissing her softly, always I murmur against her lips as we fall into bed bodies, intertwining like we've done this 1,000 times. I realize something. I may not believe in ghosts or spirits or whatever Iris channels during her seances, but I believe in her and US. And really, isn't that the most important thing to believe in? It's been a few months since Iris and I started dating, and I've got to say, life's been pretty damn good. Sure, there's been some awkwardness at work since my impromptu coming out, but nothing I can't handle, especially when I've got Iris to come home to. Speaking of which, I'm currently sprawled on her couch, watching her set up for a seance. It's become a sort of ritual for us. I play the skeptical observer while she communes with the dead. Or pretends to anyway. I still can't quite bring myself to believe in all this. Hocus pocus, I say, sipping my wine. I'm starting to think these seances are just an excuse to get me into your parlor. Iris looks up from arranging her crystals. A wicked grin on her face. Darling, if I wanted to get you anywhere, I just ask. You're not exactly hard to convince these days. I feel my cheeks flush, remembering our adventures in the hospital supply closet earlier this week. Touche, she winks at me before turning back to her preparations. I watch her work, admiring the way her red hair catches the candle light. How did I get so lucky? Just as Iris is settling into her trance, there's a knock at the door. We exchange confused looks. It's nearly midnight. Who the hell could that be? I'll get it, I say, pushing myself off the couch. You stay in the spirit world or whatever. I open the door to find a young woman, maybe early 20s, looking frazzled and on the verge of tears. Is this where Iris Blackwood lives? She asks, her voice shaky. Yeah, it is. Can I help you? The girl's eyes widen. Oh, thank God. I need to speak with her. It's urgent before I can respond. Iris appears behind me. What's going on, sugar? She asks, then spots the girl. Oh, honey, come on, and you look like you've seen a ghost. The girl lets out a strangled laugh. That's kind of why I'm here. We usher her inside and get her settled with a cup of tea. Her name's Sarah, and between sobs, she tells us her story, apparently. She's been experiencing what she believes are ghostly encounters in her apartment, objects moving on their own strange noises. The works, I know, it sounds crazy, she hiccups, but I swear it's true. And it's getting worse. Last night, I woke up to find she breaks down again, unable to continue. Iris reaches out, taking her hand. It's okay. Sugar, take your time. Sarah takes a deep breath. I woke up to find all my kitchen knives floating above my bed. I can't help it, I snort. Sarah looks at me, hurt evident in her eyes. I'm sorry, I say quickly. It's just, are you sure you weren't dreaming? Heather, Iris warns, but Sarah's already on her feet. I knew coming here was a mistake, she says, heading for the door. I thought you'd believe me, but you're... Just like everyone else, Iris shoots me a look that could curdle milk before turning to. Sarah, wait, please don't go. We believe you. I open my mouth to protest, but... Iris silences me with a glare. What help you, she continues. Won't we, Heather? I sigh, knowing I'm beaten. Yeah, of course we will, and that's how I find myself at 2 a. On a Tuesday, creeping through Sarah's allegedly haunted apartment. Iris has her ghost hunting equipment out, an EMF, me, some kind of spirit box, and a bunch of other gadgets. I'm pretty sure she bought off late night TV anything, yet I whisper, feeling ridiculous. Iris shakes her head, frowning at her EMF meter. Nothing unusual, but that doesn't mean she's cut off. By a loud crash from the kitchen, we all freeze, staring at each other, wide-eyed. Probably just the cat, I say, weakly. Sarah shakes her head. I don't have a cat. We creep towards the kitchen, Iris in the lead with her spirit box, held out like a shield as we round the corner. I feel my jaw drop. Every single drawer and cabinet is open. Pots, pans, and utensils are strewn across the floor. And there, suspended in midair, are all of Sarah's kitchen knives pointing directly at us. Holy, I breathe. Iris steps forward, her voice calm but firm. Whoever you are, whatever you want, this is not your home. You need to leave now. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, with a sound like 1,000 wind chimes, every knife drops to the floor at once. Sarah lets out a strangled sob and bolts from the apartment. I'm half tempted to follow her, but Iris stands her ground. It's okay, she says softly, more to herself than to me. It's gone now. We're safe. I want to argue, to point out that nothing about the situation is okay, but the look on Iris's face stops me. She's pale, her hands shaking slightly as she lowers her spirit box. Iris, I say, gently reaching for her. Are you all right? She turns to me, her green eyes wide and vulnerable. I felt spirits before, but never anything like that. It was so angry, so wrong. I pull her into my arms, feeling her trembling against me. It's over now, I murmur, stroking her hair. You did it. You got rid of it. She pulls back, searching my face. You believe me? You saw it too, right? I'm not crazy. I think about lying, about finding some rational explanation for what we just witnessed, but looking into Iris's eyes, I know I can't. I saw it, I admit. I don't understand it, but I saw it, and I believe you. The relief on her face is palpable. She kisses me, then hard and desperate, like she's trying to ground herself in reality when we finally break apart. I manage a shaky smile, so I think we should call the Ghostbusters. Iris laughs, the sound a bit hysterical, but genuine. Nah, sugar, we've got this team. Heather and Iris, ghost hunters extraordinaire, as we start cleaning up the kitchen, waiting for her. Sarah to return. I can't help but shake my head. A few months ago, my biggest worry was making chief resident. Now I'm battling poltergeists with my medium. Girlfriend, life sure has a way of surprising you. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs. When you least expect them, 1 minute you're a respectable doctor dating a quirky medium. The next you're battling poltergeists and questioning everything you thought you knew about the world, but nothing could have prepared me for the bombshell that landed in my lap this morning. Your parents are coming to visit. Iris repeats, her green eyes wide with surprise. We're curled up on her couch, the remains of our breakfast scattered on the coffee table. I nod, feeling a knot of anxiety tighten. In my stomach, they called this morning. Apparently, they're worried about me and want to check in. Iris raises an eyebrow, worried about what? I sigh, running a hand through my hair. Take your pick. The fact that I haven't dated anyone in years, my unhealthy obsession with work, my general lack of a social life. I trail off, not wanting to voice the real reason, but Iris, perceptive as always, fills in the blanks or the rumors about you dating a woman. I rinse, yeah, that too. She takes my hand, her thumb tracing. Soothing circles on my palm home, so what do you want to do? It's a loaded question, one I've been wrestling with since I got off the phone with my mother. Part of me wants to hide, to pretend this isn't happening, but a larger part, the part that's grown stronger since meeting Iris, knows it's time to face the music. I want to tell them. I say, surprised by the steadiness in my voice, about us, about me. Iris's face breaks into a radiant smile. Yeah. I nod, feeling a weight lift off my chest. Yeah. I'm tired of hiding, of pretending to be someone I'm not. You've shown me that it's okay to be myself, to love who I love, and if my parents can't accept that, well, then that's their problem. She leans in, pressing a soft kiss to my lips. I'm so proud of you, sugar, and I'll be right there with you if you want. I pull her closer, deepening the kiss, always. I murmur against her lips. The next few days are a whirlwind of preparation. My parents are staying at a hotel. Thank God, but they want to have dinner at my place. Iris helps me clean and cook, her presence a calming influence amidst my rising anxiety as the hour of their arrival approaches. I find myself pacing the living room, smoothing non-existent wrinkles from my dress. Heather, Iris says, gently catching my hand as I pass. Breathe. Darling, it's going to be okay. I take a deep breath, letting her pull me into a hug. What if they hate me? I whisper, voicing my deep fear. Iris pulls back, cupping my face in her hands. Then, they're idiots who don't deserve you, but give them a chance. They might surprise you. Before I can respond, there's a knock at the door. Showtime. I open the door to find my parents looking exactly as I remember them. My mother, petite and perfectly coiffed, and my father, tall and distinguished in his tailored suit. Heather, darling, my mother exclaims, pulling me into a perfumed embrace. Oh, we've missed you. As we go through the motions of greetings and small talk, I can feel their eyes starting to Iris. Curiosity and confusion evident in their expressions. Finally, as we're settling in the living room with drinks, my father clears his throat. So, Heather, aren't you going to introduce us to your friend? I take a deep breath, reaching for Iris's hand. Mom, Dad, this is Iris Blackwood, my girlfriend. The silence that follows is deafening. My mother's grip on her wine glass tightens while my father's bushy eyebrows shoot up towards his receding hairline. Your girlfriend, my mother repeats, her voice strained. I nod, squeezing Iris's hand for support. Yes. We've been dating for a few months now. My father leans forward, his expression unreadable. I see, and what is it that you do? Iris, bless her, doesn't miss a beat. I'm a spiritual medium, sir. I help people communicate with their loved ones who have passed on. If possible, my parents look even more shocked. My mother takes a large gulp of her wine, a medium. My father says, his tone skeptical. You mean like a psychic? Iris nods, a hint of challenge in her eyes. That's right. Would you like a demonstration before I can intervene? She closes her eyes, her brow furrowing in concentration. When she speaks again, her voice has changed, taking on a gruff masculine tone I've never heard before. Harold, she says, addressing my father, your father wants you to know he's proud of you. He says the fishing lures are in the old tackle box in the attic, just where you left them. My father's face drains of color. How could you possibly know that? Iris opens her eyes, shrugging with a small smile. I told you, I'm a medium. The tension in the room is palpable. My mother looks like she might faint while my father is staring at Iris like she's grown a second head. I clear my throat, desperate to break the silence. So, dinner's almost ready. Why don't we move to the dining room? The meal that follows is possibly the most awkward experience of my life. My parents pick at their food, casting furtive glances at Iris and me. The conversation is stilted. Full of long pauses and half-finished sentences, finally, as we're clearing the plates, my mother pulls me aside. "Heather, darling," she says in a low voice, "are you sure about this?" I mean, a woman and a medium of all things. I take a deep breath, stewing. Myself, Mom, I love her. She makes me happy. Isn't that what matters? My mother purses her lips, clearly unconvinced. But what about your career, your reputation? My career is fine, I say firmly, and if people can't accept me for who I am, then that's their problem, not mine. She looks at me for a long moment, something like realization, dawning in her eyes. You really do love her, don't you? I nod, feeling tears prick at the corners of my eyes. I do more than I've ever loved anyone, to my surprise, my mother. Pulls me into a hug. "Oh, sweetheart," she sigh. "I just want you to be happy. I am Mom." I whisper, "I really am," when we rejoin the others. The atmosphere has shifted. My father is deep in conversation with Iris, asking her questions about her work with genuine curiosity. My mother, while still looking a bit shell-shocked, manages a small smile as my parents are leaving. My father pulls me aside. "Heather," he says gruffly, "I may not understand all of this, but, well, Iris seems like a lovely girl, and if she makes you happy, then that's all that matters." I feel tears welling up again as I hug him tightly. "Thanks, Dad," I choke out once they're gone. Iris and I collapse on the couch, emotionally drained, but relieved. Well, Iris says, a hint of amusement in her voice. "That went better than expected." I laugh, the sound bordering on hysterical. "God, I love you," I say, pulling her in for a kiss as we lose ourselves in each other. I can't help but feel a sense of peace wash over me. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start, and with Iris by my side, I feel like I can face anything. It's funny how life can change so dramatically in just a few months a year ago. I was Dr. Heather Thompson, respected surgeon and confirmed workaholic. Now, I'm still Dr. Thompson, but I'm also the girlfriend of a quirky medium part-time ghost hunter, and apparently a newly out lesbian. Life's funny that way. Today marks a big milestone for Iris and me. We're moving in together. As I pack up the last of my things, I can't help but marvel at how natural this all feels. Like every step in my life has been leading me here to her. "You ready, sugar?" Iris calls from the doorway, a box balanced on her hip. I look around my now empty apartment, a mix of emotions swirling in my chest. "Yeah," I say, surprising myself with how steady my voice is. "I'm ready." The move goes smoothly, thanks in no small part to Iris's friends from the spiritual community. I've got to admit, having a bunch of psychics and mediums help you move is an experience, especially when they start arguing about the best funu placement for the couch. As night falls, we find ourselves sprawled on said couch, positioned exactly where Madame Zelda insisted it should be, surrounded by boxes and out containers. "Home sweet home," Iris murmurs, nuzzling into my neck. I tighten my arm around her, feeling a warmth spread through my chest. "Yeah, it is." We're interrupted by a knock at the door, exchanging confused looks. Who could be visiting at this hour? I reluctantly disentangle myself from Iris to answer it. To my surprise, it's Sarah, the girl from the haunted apartment incident. She looks nervous, fidgeting with the strap of her purse. "Hi, Dr. Thompson," she says. "I'm sorry to bother you so late, but is Iris here? I really need to talk to her." I invite her in, watching as Iris's face lights up with recognition. "Sarah, what brings you here, sugar?" Sarah takes a deep breath, her words coming out in a rush. "It's happening again, the ghost or whatever it was. It's back." Iris's expression turns serious. She gestures for Sarah to sit, then looks at me. In that moment, I know exactly what she's thinking. We're a team now in every sense of the word. I nod, a silent agreement passing between us. "I'll get the equipment," I say, heading for the closet where we stashed Iris's ghost hunting gear. As I rummage through boxes, I can hear Iris talking to Sarah in low, soothing tones. It strikes me how much has changed. A few months ago, I would have scoffed at the idea of ghosts. Now, well, let's just say I'm keeping an open mind. We spend the next few hours at Sarah's apartment, Iris doing her medium thing while I play assistant skeptical observer. It's become our routine, and I've got to admit, I kind of love it as the sun starts to Rise, we finally call it a night. Whatever was haunting Sarah seems to have moved on, thanks to Iris's intervention as we head home, exhausted but satisfied. I can't help but feel a sense of pride. We make a good team, Iris and I, back at our apartment. And damn, does it feel good to say, are we call-ups into bed too tired to do much more than kick off our shoes, you know? Iris mumbles, her voice muffled by the pillow. We make a pretty good ghost-busting duo. I chuckle, pulling her closer. Yeah, we do. I think I'll stick to my day job. She props herself up on an elbow, looking at me with those piercing green eyes. Speaking of, how are things at the hospital? I sigh, thinking about the mixed reactions from my colleagues since I came out. Some have been supportive, others not so much. It's getting better, I say finally. To Dr. Richards is still a jerk, but most people have been cool, and the chief of surgery actually pulled me aside yesterday to tell me she's proud of me for living my truth. Iris smiles, pressing a soft kiss to my lips. I'm proud of you too, you. No, you've come so far. I feel a lump form in my throat. I couldn't have done it without you. I whisper. We lie there in comfortable silence for a while, just enjoying each other's presence as I start to drift off. A thought occurs to me. Hey, Iris, man. Do you ever wonder what's next for us? She chuckles, her breath warm against my neck. Sugar with us? Who knows? Maybe we'll start a ghost hunting business on the side, or maybe I'll become a hospital chaplain and freak out all your colleagues. I laugh, the sound echoing in our quiet bedroom. God, can you imagine Dr. Richards would have a heart attack? Iris grins wickedly. Now there's an idea as we dissolve into giggles. I'm struck by how perfect this moment is. Sure, our life together might not be conventional. It might involve more seances and spirit boxes than I ever imagined, but it's ours, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love you, I murmur, feeling sleep start to overtake me. I love you too, Iris replies, her voice soft and warm in this life and the next, as I drift off wrapped in Iris's arms. I can't help but smile. I don't know what the future holds for us more. Ghostly encounters, a white picket fence, and 5 kids, or maybe something we can't even imagine yet, but whatever comes our way. I know one thing for certain: with Iris by my side, I'm ready for anything, because love, like life, is full of surprises, and I, for one, can't wait to see what's next.